Alright, hello YouTube, this is Ahim. So this week I'm going to mix some pop song for you. So this song is called Drift Away by my friend Jacob Fyland. So this is a pre-mixed version that I did earlier. Let's first check out the first verse and the first chorus so we can hear what kind of stuff we are dealing here.
As I shut my eyes, I start to float away. The pain from today will move to yesterday. My dreams are swift and set in motion. As I sink into the deepest. Oh, when I dream, I drift away.
Alright, so that is the kind of mix that we are dealing with. I'm going to just take off all the plugins and start from scratch for this tutorial. Let's begin. So what we'll start with is that I have color coded already the stuff. The only thing that wasn't in the stuff that Jake sent me is this snare sample track that I printed myself. And without the reverb. Okay, so it's really nothing special, but it's mainly just to beef up the snare just a bit. Okay, so let's start. Let's go through the tracks. So what we have here, we have 3 different kinds of drums. I put all the effects on the blue tracks. For the bridge, there is bass and synth. Then for the chorus we have quite a lot of stuff, and then for the intro stuff we have 3 different kinds of synths. Then for the vocals there is these 2, which are the intro and verses. And then for the chorus, Jacob already printed the auto-tune on them, so that wasn't done by me. The bridge has mostly these effect kind of vocals. Let's take off all this stuff except for the delays. I really like them. And then let's remove all the plugins. Alright, so I didn't take any notes, so I will hope that I will be able to actually make this work as is. And I'll group everything together, pull them down, and delete the group. Alright, so let's go through the effects that I used. So I have 3 different kinds of delays, 8-note, half-note and 16-note. And I'm using H delay for all of them. And then for the reverb I'm using IR Live with my own IR, which is the Finnvox EMT plate that I linked earlier. So if you click on this window, it will take you to the Finnvox impulses that I posted earlier. And for the doubler I'm using the Waves doubler. And here I have an EQ, which is actually because I'm mixing this on headphones. This is basically just to compensate my headphones, so I'll just turn it off when I'm mixing, and then when I'm done I'll just pop it up and it will sound better. Anyway, so I will keep the limiter on my master bus. It's mainly just to keep the levels up, and I will start with so that I will pull it down to -20. So this way I can actually make it sound louder when I'm mixing, and then when I notice that it's pumping, I'll just pull the threshold up a bit more. And this is also so that you can actually hear it louder also. Just to save time, I think I'll keep the panning the way it is. But anyway, the first step would be that I would go through the panning of the stuff. And basically, I have it set it so that everything is in the center or in the extreme edges except for the hi-hat, which is here. And the vocals in the bridge, and that's about it. Alright. So let's get mixing. So what I will start with is that I will go through each section. So first I will just loop the first intro, which goes from here to here. And since I have grouped all the tracks together where they are, it's easy to see where they are. So I'll just pull up the faders and start mixing. Okay, the first thing that I pulled up was the keyboards and the vocals bus. So let's begin.
Set in motion as I sink into the deepest ocean. As I shut my eyes, I start to float away. The pain from today will move to yesterday.
Alright, next section. And the next section. Actually, I think I forgot like these here. Looks like I also had some volume automation on the noise track, so it was already open, so oh well. Anyway.
The deepest ocean. As I sink into the deepest ocean. When I dream, I'm swept away.
Alright, and then the bridge. the last chorus we have a bit more stuff here. As you can hear, it's pumping against the limiter, so I'll just turn up the threshold just a bit. Okay, I think we have all the tracks open. No, we are still missing these, which are the bridge vocals. Alright. And I think we are also missing the drums from the intro, so
my dreams are swift and set in motion.
okay, so now we have the basic fader, panner, balance, and the next thing that we need to do is that we listen to the whole thing and see if there is anything that is bothering us.
As I shut my eyes, I start to float away. The pain from today will move to yesterday. My dreams are swift and set in motion. As I sink into the deepest ocean.
Okay, as we can see, the first thing that popped into my ear is that the intro became louder than the chorus, and then it kind of fell on its face. So let's bring all the stuff in the chorus up just a bit.
The deepest ocean. The deepest ocean.
Alright, so I deleted those groups. Now, I noticed that the snare has a bit too much like body to it, so I'm going to make it so that it has a bit more punch to it. So let's loop a small section here, and let's check the snare. Okay, I think it's better. Let's check it out. let's compress it just a bit. Alright, I think it's still taking a bit too much space, but let's check on just the kick and the bass and the vocals. So because that's basically what is going to sell the song. So let's check those three out, what they sound like.
When I dream, I drift away. I miss this feeling, was here to stay. When I dream, I drift away. I miss this feeling, was here to stay. When I dream, I drift away. I miss this feeling, was here to stay. When I dream, I drift away. I miss this feeling, was here to stay. When I dream, I drift away. I miss this feeling, was here to stay. When I dream, I drift away. I miss this feeling, was here to stay. When I dream, I drift away. I miss this feeling, was here to stay. When I dream, I drift away. I miss this feeling, was here to stay. When I dream, I drift away. When I dream, I drift away. I miss this feeling, was here to stay. When I dream, I drift away. I miss this feeling, was here to stay. When I dream, I drift away. I miss this feeling, was here to stay. When I dream, I drift away. I miss this feeling, was here to stay. When I dream, I drift away. I miss this feeling, was here to stay. When I dream, I drift away. I miss this feeling, was here to stay. When I dream, I drift away. I miss this feeling, was here to stay. When I dream, I drift away. I miss this feeling, was here to stay. When I dream, I drift away. I miss this feeling, was here to stay. When I dream, I drift.
So if you remember, I had that hi-hat 16th note delay on it. I'll show you why I had it. So if you listen to just the drums right now, it's a bit unexciting. So it's to bring out that slight movement and excitement to the hi-hat. Anyway, let's go back to the intro. I noticed that there is kind of the same problem in the intro synths, that they are kind of dry. So let's add some delay and reverb to them.
As I shut my eyes.
And in case you're wondering, it's a like real plate that I sampled, and I really like how it sounds, so that's why I used it. But you can use almost any reverb you want. Just use a plate that's about 2.5 seconds long, so it will be fairly same-ish in the sound. Okay, and then let's add the vocals in.
As I shut my eyes, I start to float away. The pain from today will move to yesterday. My dreams are swift and set in motion. As I sink into the deepest ocean. As I shut my eyes, I start to float away. The pain from today will move to yesterday.
Okay, I'm going to automate this half note delay. What I do is that I just put it on the right and then just move the fader.
As I shut my eyes, I start to float away. The pain from today will move to yesterday. My dreams are swift and set in motion. As I sink into the deepest ocean.
And as we noticed, I kind of messed up on that one, so let's just move this back just a bit. So it should start right about there instead.
As I start to float away. My eyes, I start to float away.
Alright. So I guess that's how it should roll. As you might have noticed, the vocals are a bit inconsistent on some phrases, so I'll add RVox.
As I shut my eyes, I start to float away. The pain from today will move to yesterday.
And I'll actually put it on all the vocals, so it should be consistent in all of them. So then let's check how it sounds now.
As I shut my eyes, I start to float away. The pain from today will move to yesterday. My dreams are swift and set in motion. As I sink into the deepest ocean. As I sink into the deepest ocean.
Okay, so let's move on to the chorus vocals. Same drill. Add the effects and see what it needs. So if you're wondering what I'm doing with the reverb, what I'm doing is that I'm going to put it so loud that actually I can hear it, and then I drop it so that I can't hear it anymore. So then it's about at the right amount then. And same goes with, you know, delay, unless you actually want to hear it. And I'm actually doing it so that the 8-note delays are on the first row, then the half note, and the 16 note, and then the doubler and the reverb. So if you are watching the sends, you will know which one is which. Alright, so let's continue. Bridge vocals. They are going to be very dry except for the telephone effect, which I'm going to do on this vocal. First the waves GTR. I'm going to use that to make the distortion, and then I'm going to add an EQ after. I'm going to load up the telephone preset and then just boost a frequency that sounds nasty so that it will cut through really nicely. But let's first focus on this one. So I'm first going to try out a few different distortions, and you know which one sounds best, I'll just use that. So let's first try the buzz. I like this one, so let's check it out how it sounds in context. Alright, once again we heard that the headroom is starting to expand against the... Alright, I have a few more dBs headroom left, so let's continue. I think we have the basic song actually down right now, so I mean we don't have that many plugins. We are mainly doing it on the source sounds, which is the way to go. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is that I'm going to compress all the vocals in this group. They are all going there, the VX. And what I'm going to do first is I'm going to first de-ess them using the Waves RDesser. And let's check a spot where there could be potentially a lot of S's, like this, and let's turn it on the sidechain and solo this.
this feeling was here to stay. Please come with me, don't go away. I want you here, I want to stay.
Alright, so it's now fairly like lispy, which is kind of the point, so that the S's don't catch on the compressor. So next I'm going to use the CLA2A and compress it a lot. This is a spot in the song where there is actually the most vocals present, so I'm going to select this spot because this vocal is loudest at that spot. So I'm going to aim for a bit of gain reduction on this one, and then I'm going to add another compressor after that.
Stay, yeah. When I dream, I drift away. I wish this feeling was here to stay, yeah. Please come with me, don't.
Okay, I think I actually got it louder with this.
Stay, yeah. When I dream, I drift away. I wish this feeling was here to stay, yeah. Please come with me, don't go away.
Okay, I think it's now okay. And then I'm going to do the 1176 after that. Alright, so let's try it first on the fastest attack, fastest release, and then let's see how we need to tweak it up if it sounds bad.
Stay, yeah. When I dream, I drift away. I wish this feeling was here to stay, yeah. Please come with me, don't go away. I want you here, I want to stay, yeah. Stay, yeah. When I dream, I drift away. I wish this feeling was here to stay, yeah. Please come with me, don't go away. I want you here, I want to stay, yeah. Stay, yeah. When I dream, I drift away.
Okay, now it's only catching like the fastest peaks. Because if you didn't know, the 4, 8, 12, 20 and all have like a different kind of knee curves. So if you check, only thing I'm changing is the ratio. So
stay, yeah. When I dream, I drift away.
So check when I switch it to 4 that it's catching a lot more on different times.
Stay, yeah. When I dream, I drift
away. So that means that it has a bit more lighter knee. So I'm going to stick with it. I kind of liked how it sounded. So let's check it out in context. Okay, and let's go and add some sense and stuff here also, so that they are not completely dry. Okay, that one doesn't need anything except some reverb to make the note changes more fluid sounding. Or maybe actually the 8-note delay could work there. Let's try that. Yeah, I like kind of how that sounds. So then the leads that are panned to the right and left. Alright, and then the next ones. If you noticed, all the keyboards are going to this KB group, but the bass isn't. This is because I'm going to now high pass all the keyboards. For example, if you check now, let's take the one band EQ from DG and put the low pass to 100 Hz. And let's check what is in the subs, because there only should be a kick and bass and possibly any floor toms and like sub drops. So let's check what is in there. Okay, I at least can hear vocals. So next thing that we do is that we just kill the vocals with... So let's put a high pass filter here. I'm going to like do it so that I'm going to now close my eyes, and then when I can hear, I'm actually going to also do this so that you can see it here. When I can actually hear that their high pass filter is affecting the vocals, I'm going to put it back by 50 Hz. Okay, so let's play. Okay, I think I heard it a bit earlier. I'll just going to roll it back about 100 Hz and try it again. Okay, I think this is the frequency where I heard that it's actually affecting the vocals. Can you guess what it is? 1, 2, 3, let's go. 400 Hz. Usually when people say that you have to high pass the vocals at maybe 100 Hz or something, I don't know why. Anyway, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to mute all the stuff and let's see what is actually in there. So I'm going to take off the high pass filter, check on the pads. So this is a frequency analyzer. So let's check what is actually in the low end. Okay, so potentially if I wanted, I could high pass it at 300 Hz. So Jacob has a fairly high voice, so it was right about in the ballpark where I suggested. So if I would have taken, it would be 360 Hz. So let's put it there. All right, let's continue. Running out of headroom. If you noticed, I'm doing it so that I usually have a really bad habit that I usually run stuff against the master. Then I notice that everything is clipping and I would have to turn it down. But when I do it like that, so that I actually have everything loud in the beginning, then I just pull up the fader so that I actually have now more headroom. The problem is gone. So basically, hopefully when I finish the mix, I will get a mix that is not clipping at any point. So, just food for thoughts. Anyway, let's save at this point. Anyway, keyboards. I was supposed to high pass them, so let's try the same trick. So, high pass, and when I can hear that it's actually affecting the keyboards, I'll just stop.
As I sink into the deepest ocean, oh, when I dream, I drift away. I wish this feeling was here to stay. Please come with me, don't go away. I want you here, I want to stay. Oh, when I dream, I drift away. I wish this feeling was here to stay. Please come with me.
not hearing it there, so I'm satisfied with 150 Hz. And I also noticed that they are taking like this huge chunk of focus away from the vocals. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to turn down the vocals just a bit. I'll just turn it down here. And now I'll carve a small space from the synths, because they are the meat of the mid-range there. So I'm going to put this with a very wide Q. So I'm going to get something like this. And I'm going to just dip it down just a bit, so that when they are covering the vocals all the way, so that I'm going to first pull it up and then pull it down at the same frequency. I hope that was unclear enough, so I'm just going to do it. So press play and listen where it's covering the vocals the most.
As I sink into the deepest ocean, oh, I dream my breath away. I let this feeling protect.
As you notice here, it's covering the vocals a bit. So what I'm going to do now, I boosted it about 8 dB, so I'm going to pull it down now. And when it's good, I'll just stop.
Oh, I dream my breath away. I let this feeling protect to stay. Please come with me, don't go away. I want to hear, I want to stay. Oh, I dream my breath away.
Okay, 2 dB off from 4K, I'm fine with that. And then I'll just compress it just a bit, so if there is, you know, any like big peaks, it will just pull it down. So I'll take the R comp, very gentle ratio of 2:1, then fast attack.
Oh, I dream my breath away. I let this feeling protect to stay. Please come with me, don't go away. I want to hear, I want to stay. Oh, I dream my breath away. I let this feeling protect to stay. Please come with me, don't go away.
Yeah, as you can notice, the fast attack makes it so that any sudden peaks that there might be, it doesn't let them through. And then I got about 3 dB of gain reduction, so I just added the same amount. So let's check it again.
Oh, I dream my breath away. I let this feeling
So it's hovering right about 3 dB of gain reduction.
come with me, don't go away. I want to
So I'll just keep it there, and I added 3 dB of gain, so it's keeping it a bit more compact and a bit more in your face. And let's see how it works in the beginning.
As I shut my eyes, I start to float away. The pain from today will move to yesterday. My dreams are swift and set in motion.
All right, and then the bridge. Let's check actually that the bridge synths are not too loud compared to the chorus, because we don't want it to be actually louder. We want to drop down in volume just a bit to create like a non-artificial volume difference between the parts.
Please come with me, don't go away. I want to hear, I want to stay.
Okay, so what next? Do you think there is anything that needs to be fixed? Let's check the chorus, for example.
Oh, I dream my breath away. I let this feeling protect to stay. Please come with me, don't go away. I want to hear, I want to stay. Oh, I dream my breath away. I let this feeling.
Okay, so next what I'm going to do is that I'm going to turn down the output fader on the limiter, and then I'm going to listen to it on very low volume, so that only things that I want to hear are vocals, some snare, maybe a bit of the snap on the kick drum, and the melody. So let's see if that is what we hear. Okay, it is about there, but I also noticed now that I'm listening that the kick could be a bit more clear, because I think it's clashing with the bass a bit, which is this thing here. So what I'm going to do is that I'm going to loop this part, and then I'm going to sidechain a compressor from the kick to the bass. Okay? Okay, if you can't hear the difference, I'm going to solo the kick and the bass. Actually, I'm going to solo just the bass with the kick send on pre, so it will still play it. Okay, I hope you now heard it when I put it to the extreme ratio. Anyway, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put it on bypass, so I hope you'll actually hear the difference. And the thing is that it's not supposed to be so that you actually hear the pumping. That's why I have the attack and the release as fast as possible, so that when it's actually going past the threshold, it will just go away. So it's just so that you actually get more space for the kick to come through when the bass is playing. Okay, so let's continue. Can you hear it now? Alright, so is there anything else that we need to fix, that we potentially need to fix? Yeah, at least I don't think, because I kind of like how it sounds. So let's check from the beginning.
My dreams are swift and set in motion as I sink into the deepest ocean.
Do you think the beginning could punch in a bit more? Like here, when it's on the first beat of the bar. So one thing that we could do is that we just put a volume automation, for example, on the kick, so that it's gonna be a bit louder on that first hit, and then it comes back. Let's try a bit smaller curve. Or maybe we should actually just put the whole kick just a bit louder, like not that much, maybe that much. Yeah, works. More is more. So as we noticed, arrangement-wise, this is fairly well like structured song because it has like fairly natural kind of flow. I noticed that we are still missing this track, so let's check it out. I also remember that I need a reverb because this is hard pan to the left, so we need something hard pan to the right. So let's check. This is the Royal Flush. Okay, maybe not that loud on the reverb. Okay. I personally am kind of happy with this. I mean, we could do a lot more, but I mean, it wouldn't sound like the same song anymore. So anyway, this was for the rough mix for a pop song. And if you want me to do any changes to this, leave some comments below. I'm going to do the final mix the next week. So, oh yeah, maybe I should show at this point what does this do to the mix. Okay, so now I have the mix down, and I was listening on headphones, like I said, and because I know that these are so that I hear a bit more bass, and when I reference it to some other tracks, usually when I put this kind of curve, I usually get just a perfect mix. So let's see how it sounds. Do you notice that there is a volume drop? So I'll just put it back to 0. But yeah, anyway, if you haven't subscribed to my channel yet, please do so. I make new videos every week. Thank you for watching and make good music.